Words Way family. So today is Word Wednesday, as you guys know, and we're in the series called Love Is. We're teaching about love. And so first and foremost, I just want to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable. It keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. And specifically, what I'm going to be talking about is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 7. I like the Amplified version, so I'm going to read it to you guys. Love bears all things, regardless of what comes, believes all things, looking for the best in each one, hopes all things, remaining steadfast during difficult times, endures all things without weakening. So, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to tell you why love never gives up and why you should never give up. Point 1, if we give up, we won't receive our reward. And so you can follow me to Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. I'm going to be reading from the NLT version. I feel like the NLT with this just explains it all. It says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. If we give up, we will never be able to reap that blessing. We'll never be able to receive that harvest. Okay? So for point 2, testing of your faith. Love never lose hope. Okay? So testing of your faith. I have James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. You can follow me there. I'm going to be going to the Amplified version for this one. And it says, one second, y'all, my bad. Okay, it says, consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials. Be assured that the testing of your faith through experience produces endurance, leading to spiritual maturity and inner peace. And let endurance have its perfect result and do a thorough work, so that you may be perfect and completely developed in your faith, lacking nothing. So I like that because if we don't quit, never quitting allows you to spiritually mature, and it develops our faith. For example, like if we quit every time something happens or something doesn't go the way that we want it to go, we will never experience what it could have been or what it would have been. So you're never allowing yourself to see the limits of how far you could go, the limits of growth, because quitting also stops growth. It stops your producing. You can't produce growth if you don't go. So you're not allowing yourself to progress. So let's just, if your faith isn't tested, you won't have a testimony. And in the end of our testimonies, where most of us overcome, we are strengthened. We have learned from this and grown from whatever it is that we have went through. And so for my third point, it is never stop trusting. He provides. So I got Isaiah 40, 29 through 31 for this one. This is really a good verse. Whichever version you decide to read, it really doesn't matter because it's all good. Okay, so Isaiah 40, 29 through 31. And it says, he helps tired people be strong. He gives powers to those without it. Young men get tired and never get rest. Even young boys stumble and fall. But those who trust in the Lord will become strong again. They will be like eagles that grow new feathers. They will run and not get weak. They will walk and not get tired. And this right here just tells you how he will provide. You know, he will strengthen you. He is Jehovah Jireh. He's a provider. Okay, so also I wanted to say, you can go to 1 Chronicles 16:11, and it says, depend on the Lord for strength, always go to him for help. And of course, you can't go wrong with the one, Philippians 4:13. Paul says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He didn't say I can't do just this. I couldn't just do just that. Like, God will provide all that we need anytime we need. And when we are weak, it gives him the power to use his power to strengthen us. So I just want us to keep that in mind when we're going through things, or whenever, just to never stop trusting him, because he knows what we're going through, and what we're going through is either going to help us, or it is going to help us, it is going to mature us, and it is going to just mold us into the person that God wants us to be, all in the end. And so just a story of somebody that trusted God and never lost faith would be, if you know, everybody should know, you should know. If you don't, it's in Genesis chapter 22, the story of Abraham and Isaac. Like, God told him to sacrifice his son, but before he even went up on the mountain, he told his servants, like, me and my son will be back. We're just going up there to worship. So, like, that's not what God told you. God told you you was going up there to kill him. But he had faith. He had trusted God that, like, this was not what God truly probably wanted him to do. He had faith that God was going to provide a sacrifice. As soon as he lifted his knife, a ram shaking in the bush, an angel told him to stop. So just even with that, with his obedience, with his faith, with him trusting God, out of that he still got to keep his one and only son. And then not only that, God promised him he promised him descendants, a blessing of descendants as many as the stars. So not only did he get to keep his son, but he got a reward and an overflow. Your testimony sometimes isn't for you, but it could be for somebody else.